Hi, welcome to today's episode of Kids Town Corner. Today we're going to talk about grazing. What does that mean?
What does it mean, and how can it affect your teeth? So grazing is just those people who, you might not realize it, but eating is just a big part of entertainment for us. We have to eat, obviously, to stay alive and to provide our body with the energy and the nutrients and stuff that it needs. But a lot of times we find ourselves just eating because we're bored, or eating for something to do. Going out to dinner is one of the biggest things that people do for entertainment is eat. So it plays a big part in our lives. And in addition to, we're not weight gain experts or weight loss experts or anything like that, but it also does really play a role in the health of your mouth, the health of your teeth. And so what happens is whenever you eat anything, you have bacteria in your mouth, and they use that same source of food that you use for energy. They also use that food source for energy.
Right. Yeah, and so when that bacteria uses that for energy, they'll have a byproduct, and the byproduct is acid. And so the more, especially sugars, carbohydrates, anything that they'll break down, that's what they go crazy on. The more frequency, so the more grazing, snacking that we do, the more that bacteria is being fed. Yeah. And there's a lot of research that goes into the optimum kind of pH or acidic level in your mouth to where your teeth are happy. Yeah. And we want to maintain that neutral. The more we maintain that being neutral, the better off our teeth are. The second that drops down below kind of that neutral point and more into like an acidic, kind of lower pH point, that's when the teeth don't do as well.
Yeah, that's when the teeth start to break down and you start to get cavities and things like that, is at that low pH level. So what will happen is when we eat, there will kind of be that natural drop in the pH level in our mouths as the bacteria are digesting the carbohydrates and producing the acid. But once you're finished eating, that pH level will naturally start to come back up again and start to reestablish that healthy level that Dr. Brett was talking about, where you don't get, the breakdown of the teeth and the cavities forming and things like that. But what happens when you're grazing is the minute, you eat something, the pH level in your mouth drops, and then as it's trying to kind of stabilize and come back up to a healthy level again, what happens? All of a sudden you're taking another bite of the candy, or you're taking another drink from your soda pop. And so as that level's trying to come back up, you start grazing again, and it goes right back down. And if you're not careful, you can keep it at a harmful low pH level throughout the day, for most of the day. And those are the people who struggle with dental decay the most.
Absolutely. A big piece of cavity prevention, a big part of cavity prevention for us as pediatric dentists, when we're talking to parents like, why do they keep getting these cavities, and mom or dad or both, they're getting frustrated, is talking about diet. And what we'll find a lot of is the frequency of juice. That's a huge one that we'll just see little ones get tons of cavities if they've got a little sippy cup with juice in it. It's not necessarily the sippy cup that's a problem, it's what's in it. You put water in a sippy cup, all right, drink it all day, then no big deal. But the apple juice that goes along with that grazing, that little kiddo's got access to that apple juice. And that pH level, every time they're just walking around, tilting that thing around, they feel like a little sip, okay, and a little while later they do it. Well, that level, that acid level is higher in their mouth, that pH is lower, and the chance of cavities is much higher. Same thing goes with the frequent snacking. Kids are classic for this, especially when they're home all day. Those weekends, or kids that aren't in school yet. When they're in school, they've got other things going on, but when they're home all day, how many of those dang fruit snack wrappers do you find on the ground on a Saturday, right? And you think about those fruit snacks, one, they chew them and they eat them, but they're sticky and they stick to their teeth, so they stay on there longer. Do they eat them all in one huge sitting? Sometimes. But other times they're grabbing one and going and playing and grabbing some more. And so that level, that grazing, is going to keep that acid level below optimum. and the chances of cavities are going to get higher. And so it's definitely a huge thing for us when we're working on a cavity prevention program with one of our patients is talking about the frequency of snacking, what they're having, those type of things. Is it a type of snack that will clear off the teeth quickly, or is it a real sticky one that's going to be hard to get away? So,
and I'll talk to parents about that. Dr. Brett brought up a lot of things that we all associate with being good for kids: milk, apple juice, orange juice, things like that. Those things are good for kids, and they need some of it.
100% fruit juice, fruit snacks.
Right. But what we need to do is we need to limit. I'll tell the parent, your child needs some milk, but what you need to do is your child can have some milk with his breakfast, and then maybe your child can have a little bit of juice with lunch, and then maybe another glass of milk right before bed, or with dinner or something like that, so that they're getting that milk and they're getting that juice in short, specific time frames. But in between breakfast and lunch, and in between lunch and dinner, and after dinner, if they want something to drink, it's got to be water. And the same thing with snacks. All right, here's a little bit of a snack. You've got 10 minutes to eat this, and then I'm taking it away and we're done with snacks for the rest of the day, or whatever you might decide. But yeah, pay attention to the frequency and make sure that they're just not drinking and grazing on these different snacks all day long throughout the day.
Awesome. I think this could be hugely beneficial for anybody, whether it's an adult, whether it's your child, whether it's, your overall health and, physique you're focusing in on, or oral health, which is what we do. So thanks for joining us today. If there's any comments, questions, put them below. Tune in next time. We'll have something awesome.